Hi Mia, you've done an awesome job so far with the vine, making this the base layers of your skin super duper soft and smooth. That's awesome. So now what you want to do is sharpen up your pencil. So the charcoal pencil, so that you have a nice point on it. Okay. And so you're going to use this to do your eyelashes, but also you're going to use this to create some contrast in a few places on your picture. So if we look here right next to the nose, so within the nostril itself, this little tip right here, the under part, the right next to the crease, you're just going to take the pencil and you're going to very gently, you're just going to dance it in there, tickle it on the surface, don't press hard at all. And so for this part, I'm just going to add a little bit there where it comes down around, maybe just a little bit coming out here. And then I'm going to take my blending stump and I'm going to just soften that right down into your vine. Okay, so you did the vine charcoal on the bottom, and now you're going to go in and you're going to add a little bit more contrast in with the pencil. So the same thing here where you have it darker with the vine, go in and just get a little bit more. And again, right here, I'm barely touching the surface. It's just so gentle. And then I'm gonna smooth that around. And that'll blend right into your vine. Okay, and if it goes too dark, if you go a little too heavy, then you can take your kneaded eraser and lift it up a little bit. But you wanna get a little bit more of that contrast in there so you can see where you're pulling that out. So the same thing, you want to look at some of these areas where they're a little bit darker and really just kind of go in and add a second layer, like inside of the mouth, in the eyes. Now the eyelashes here, so on his left eye, I assume you're talking about looking at it at the left eye, because this one, the eyelashes are kind of in this big chunk, so you would go in for that eye, which would be his actual left, but looking at the right. And you would fill that in dark. You come down here, kind of get a little bit more darkness. I would even go in and kind of blend out more shadow into those areas. And then when I want to keep my dark pretty solid, I don't want to blend too harsh. I kind of just want to blend or even just do little taps on it. But these shadows in here, these are also going to need to be darkened, like the kind of the hollow of his eye. The shadows up here on his forehead from his hair, you want to darken that up a little bit. But then over here, the lashes, now they're all one kind of solid piece. So you're going to come in and they're going to come off of the eye a little bit like this. So they're going to flick off of the, you want to make sure you have a nice good point to your pencil here. So the lashes themselves are going to kind of take on shape like this. And you can kind of flick the ends of them to give a little bit more of a lash shape. Okay, but you don't want to draw them as all these separate lines. Again, you can kind of, if you need to smooth that out a little bit, you can tap on it. And then in there you see where it gets a little bit lighter right there. To capture a detail like that, I like to try to find a nice fresh eraser on the end of a pencil where you can use the edge. And then I like to go in and kind of lift up, again, just a couple little dashes in there. And so that kind of lifted up like a little bit in there. And if you need to go back through and kind of line back through the middle, like to get that little bit of a highlight in there. But go through with your compressed pencil, okay, because that's where you're going to get your really darkest values, and again, your shadows and things like that. It's those dark shadows. So again, just looking at that nostril, by darkening up that nostril, that's going to make your bright white highlight on his nose pop even more by just adding a little bit of darkness into there. you are off to an excellent, excellent start. It's not easy to get that vine charcoal so smooth. So keep it up and have fun with it.